Hey guys, what's up? It's Amor Fati, and this is the second time I'm doing a recording. So we're starting here with this sheet. I've built myself a play call script as well as a couple other things, useful things I think I have in this sheet are the counter formations for all plays, and then towards the top I have all the plays that I like to use. In this sheet as well, I also have training point analysis. I know I showed this to you guys. Just very briefly, how this works is in here you input. So in cell J1, you input however many coins you want to pay per training point. That's going to update column E to the max amount that you want to pay based off of that input. And then you can also go to column F and manually input whatever the actual price is for that overall. And it's going to give you in column G the cost per training point. For example, here we can look at 73. The actual cost that I pay is 3,500 coins. That's going to cost me 4.38 coins per training point. So I'm not sure if that showed up on the recording, but I just got a phone call. I should probably turn that off. That's kind of annoying. I don't want any calls or texts while I'm trying to do this. So, but whatever, I'll work through that. Hopefully I don't get too many. And once I go into the game, I can disable that on game tools. So that's what I'll do. So yeah, a couple useful things here in this sheet. And, basically what I use it mostly for is to get the counter formations for the plays that I call. And I built myself here a script based off the plays that I like to call the best. And then, as well as I do track my stats. So you see here, obviously, I guess I could cover this briefly while we're in the sheet is, obviously I'm not pleased with my performance since I've joined the feeder for Heroic Spam. And when I went back and looked at the numbers, what I realized was the day that I joined Heroic Spam was also the day that I started using that 90 Brady that you get by completing 750 live events. And so I made something real quick just to look at that because I've now benched Brady. But here you see, so the error here before I had Brady, leading up to when I joined. So I actually, like I said, the day I got Brady was when I joined the Heroic Spam feeder. And so before I had Brady, I was in another league, Department of Defense. We briefly made it to the top 10. We were top 100 for a while. They still have a good record. But my numbers, for the first 37 matches of this year in Madden Mobile, I was averaging almost 21.5 points per game. And that was without Brady, and that was with a mobile quarterback. Usually I play Madden with a mobile quarterback. I've been playing Madden since Madden 02, when Culpepper was on the cover for PS2. And I've always had a mobile quarterback, so I don't know why I decided. Well, actually, I do kind of know why I decided to use Brady. I am from Boston, so the Patriots are my favorite team. And, the Super Bowl was amazing last year. So, obviously, I wanted to use Brady, being that, he's the GOAT. So, I gave him too much slack. You see, I played 17 matches with Brady, and I've only been averaging 17.18. Now, does that mean that I can blame this all on Brady? No, that doesn't obviously mean that I can blame this all on Brady. But it did coincide with the day that I joined, and now that I've benched him, I got the 24/7 Tyrod Taylor. His stats are looking a lot nicer. He's a lot faster. Hopefully, I can get back to where I was before I joined. I'm confident that I can. So you see, my stats before and after, and then my stats for the year, my season averages here. You can see in cell B6. I'm still averaging slightly over 20, which is definitely not good enough. I want to get back towards 22, which is I was getting close to there before I joined. I actually gave Brady, like I said, way too much slack. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm disappointed about the way that my performance has been. I'm working on it, and the one thing I did realize is, I think that this slump, and actually this is the worst slump I've ever had since I've played Madden. In 17 matches, I'm averaging slightly over 17 points. That's definitely the worst slump of my Madden Mobile career. But where was I going with that? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Well, oh yeah, that's right. So, but what this did do though is it's helped me realize that I have a lot more room for improvement than I initially thought. Obviously, I know that there's always room for improvement, but I guess that I'm not as good as I thought I was in the beginning. So what happened here was I started getting a lot more analytical, a lot more systematic with my play calling, and I think that's definitely going to start showing up in the scores again. And we'll start tracking my scores here from today using a mobile quarterback again, and hopefully my numbers get back to where I know that they can be, and I know they will. And yeah, so I'm glad that I covered that real quick. But so I'm going to get into the league versus league drives now. I'm going to make sure that I have this screen open while I'm playing, because this is my script. In column E here, so this isn't labeled. This is kind of just like a rough script that I have, but column E is the counter formations for all these plays. So I'll just go back and forth between these two tabs. Oh yeah, and the one quick other thing. So Latino's sheet says I'm averaging under 17 in the 16s, but that's because whenever he inputs a new team, for some reason it's averaging in a 0 for the match that you haven't played yet for today. So it's giving me a 0 for the match I haven't played yet today. That's why my number don't match. That's why our numbers don't match. And like I said, I'm always open to helping improve the sheets if you guys ever need it. So yeah, with that being said, okay, this was a little bit longer than I hoped, but now we're going to get in and I'm going to play my 3 drives. So what I like to do here before I start playing is I always look at my opponent's tendencies, because a lot of the time your opponent's going to set his game plan based off of his preferential play calling. So one sec here. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is find an opponent to play, obviously. Show you real quick. I guess I can't show you, but whatever. I'll just back out and show you guys the quarterback that I'm using now. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, this is the Tyrod Taylor. I actually pulled a bunch of 24/7 elites today. I don't know if they upped the pull rate or whatever, but I had a bunch of 24/7 achievement packs sitting on my bench. I ripped them all today. I pulled this Tyrod Taylor, and I pulled actually like 3 other elites, and a bunch of golds, and I used them all to train Tyrod. So I basically got this Tyrod Taylor for free. I didn't put any coins into it. I just ripped all the packs, and you can see here he's obviously a lot faster than the GOAT. So real quick, how I approach league versus league is I have routes that I like to throw, specifically flag routes, and I like to use my slot wide receiver a lot. That's going to be Moss. That's like my favorite route in the game. So we're going to find someone to play here. Okay, so they have one guy with a 91 defense. He's already been played. Let's see what else they have. This is actually a cupcake, so this is a good, should be a good recording. I should be able to score 24 pretty easily. Always nice to get a cupcake after a rough outing that I had yesterday. Just kind of allow me to bounce back and get rolling again, hopefully. Let's see here. So has this 86 been played? No, he hasn't. Okay, so the Chargers are actually one of the few teams in the game that run a 3-4 defense. There's some passes that work better against 3-4, some that work worse against the 3-4, but I actually probably need to practice more against 3-4 because I don't play 3-4 defenses that often, so this guy will be good to play. So like I said, before I get into the drives, I like to look at the film. You can see this guy's run heavy. He runs 44% of the time. The other 37% that's big there is a long pass. His top plays, trips, tight end, slot attack, halfback counter, strong halfback toss. It's probably likely that he has at least 2 of those 3 countered. Usually the top plays, people will have those counters in their game plan. That's not obviously always the case, but it's definitely good to look at these tendencies before you start playing so you can get an idea of how your opponent is likely going to stack his game plan. So going into this, I'm going to assume that he probably has run counters as well as some long pass counters. All right, so with all that being said, we'll go right into the league versus league drives. So yeah, I mean, obviously, whenever I'm returning a kick, I don't do any skill moves. I don't want to risk fumbling. I haven't fumbled on I fumbled once on a kickoff all year, And that was when I was, that's pretty funny, that's when I was playing the admins of Green Eggs and Spam. But I never do skill moves. Okay, so here we go. So first play from the right hash. I'm going to call spread slot flags. So like I said, my favorite route in the game is a flag route. I know how to abuse it pretty well, especially against zone coverage. Against man coverage, it gets a little tougher. You can't really throw the flag route against man coverage. You can usually find another route open. Spread slot flags is good because I can look to Moss in the slot on that flag route, and if it's man coverage, then I can throw it to wide receiver 2, which is Hill, on that little slant up and out route on the left. So from the right hash, I usually like to call passes that go to the left. So yeah, I mean, this is all from the right hash. Usually I'm going to call spread slot flags as my first play. Okay, so first thing here is I think the counter for spread slot flags is actually dime formation. Yes, it is. You see here E3 telling us that. So pre-snap read, this is possible that this play can be countered. If this play is countered, usually I can hit the halfback right out of the backfield for a pretty easy completion, unless it's a critical counter. Also, if it's countered, now that I actually have a fast quarterback again, I can just run it right up the middle and, actually gain positive yardage. So if it's a high snap or if my quarterback's locked up, that's how I know it's countered. This might not be countered, though, because it looks like they're doubling the outside wide receivers. So I don't think that's the play, the counter play. So you see here, I also have the actual play, 2-man under, okay? I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be 2-man under because it looks like they're doubling the outside wide receivers. You see here, they're doubling wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. And that also means it's going to be man coverage. And there's actually going to be no safety over the top. If I had a really fast guy in the slot, which I do, I have Moss in the slot, I could try and lob it up to him, but that's always risky, because what's going to happen if you lob it up is you have the defensive back trailing your wide receiver, and whenever the defensive back's trailing the wide receiver, it's always possible that they can pick that off. So I actually like the defensive back to be in front of my wide receiver when I'm throwing deeper, because I can get my wide receiver to face catch the ball in front of them, try and make a move, but there's really no risk of it being picked. Unless they make a hero interception, which has been happening this year. Never happened last year. But, okay, so all that being said, this looks like it's going to be man coverage. I actually don't like the matchups here because they're doubling Hill, which is who I would normally look to on man coverage. So I'm probably just going to scramble here with Taylor. And since it's man, I should be able to pick up a good amount of yardage. And so it's man, so the middle linebacker is going to be following out Falk. Kendall Beckwith. He's going to be following Falk to the left. So I don't want to go in the middle linebacker's direction, so I'm actually going to scramble to the left. That's going to be my plan here. And if I can cut it up, if Hill brings both of those guys way to the left sideline, I may be able to cut it up, and if Moss gets a block, maybe I can get a nice run. And it's also possible this is countered. So if it's countered, I'm going to just scramble too. So I'm actually going to plan on just scrambling here on this first play. So it's not countered. All right, I'm going to break the pocket. You see it's double coverage, and that's an easy gain. I'm going to slide for the first down. Okay, so the other good thing here about using my scramble on the first play of the drive is that, it becomes available again sooner. Now, the problem with that is, obviously, is I don't really want to use any plays where I have to roll out to the right until I can scramble again. So I'm not going to use those. But those aren't plays that... I don't run a lot of plays where I roll out to the right anyways. I actually should probably practice trips, corner, strike more. I do use motion cross sometimes, but I'm obviously not going to use that here for the next couple plays because I can't scramble. So, okay, so what that does here for us is we know that spread slot flags is open. He doesn't have that countered. So that's going to help us moving forward. So, okay, so I'm going to look back to my script. I'm pretty sure that I have... Let me try and remember off the top of my head. What play do I have in the second series of the left hash? What is it? Spot. I think spot's going to be my second play. My first play from the left hash of the second series. Yeah, it's going to be spot. I could either call spot or halfback option, but I'm going to call spot just because, like I said, the flag route's my favorite route in the game. In spot, I have Gronkowski running the flag route. So, okay. So we know he doesn't have this countered either. I think the counter formation for spot is going to be, I'm trying to remember without looking. It's going to be dime, right? Is it dime? Nope, it's nickel. Okay, so that's the other thing. I'm trying to memorize these so I get better with that. But the counter formation for spot is actually nickel. So we know it's not going to be countered because he's in a 3-4. And actually, 3-4s are really bad against flag routes. So I should be able to hit Gronk here. Well, if it's zone, I'll be able to hit him. It looks like it's going to be zone because you see the outside linebacker right here, Bradham. He's way up on the line. And this actually looks like it's going to be a blitz. So I'm expecting pre-snap that Bradham and the first middle linebacker are probably going to blitz. Now, if they're both going to blitz, Gronk's probably going to be open. Now, it doesn't look like the safety is going to be playing man. He's probably playing a zone. He's probably playing over the top. So I should be able to hit Gronk pretty easy. And actually, Vigil, I wonder if they have coverage on Falk in this play. If it's a zone, Falk might be wide open out in the flat. Unless Vigil follows him out there, he's probably going to be wide open. So that's the other thing here. When you know that there's a blitz, it looks like it's going to be a blitz pre-snap. You need to look to your hot routes, which is obviously going to be Falk. So if I don't have time, I can always go to Falk. And it will actually be great if Vigil isn't going to follow him out of the backfield. Because I should be able to hit Falk pretty easy here. But all that being said, we know it's not going to be countered, so let's go ahead and snap the ball. I'm either going to throw it to Gronk on the flag route, or I'm going to throw it to Falk out of the backfield, depending on how much time I have. Okay, so he follows him out. So we have coverage there, and that's not exactly what I wanted. I don't know why Gronk didn't face catch that. So that didn't really work out like usual. Okay, so second down here, I'm going to call halfback option. And we know that he also doesn't have this countered either, because the counter formation for halfback option is going to be, let's see. Actually, I don't have it on this one, so I'm going to go to the other tab. Okay, I'm going to go to the other tab here. So the counter for halfback option is nickel. So we know that halfback option isn't going to be countered too. So the next step here is disseminating whether or not this is man or zone coverage. It looks like it's going to be zone. And if it's zone, I can hit Gronk on that seam route. If it's man, Falk's going to be wide open. He's going to run an out route. The linebacker's not going to be able to cover him. The reason why I like Falk so much is because he's the best pass-catching halfback in the game at the moment. Best route running, best catch. He's really fast. He fits my style of play really well. So if this is man coverage, I'm planning on hitting Falk. He's going to be wide open. You could also flip this play and look to wide receiver 2, Hill, to the right if it's man, but I'd rather throw it to Falk than Hill. So that's why I'm not flipping it. So yeah, and if it's zone, Falk's going to do the curl route. If it's man, he's going to run the out route. And yeah, I mean, if it's zone, I'm going to Gronk. If it's man, I'm going to Falk. That's the plan for this play. So it's man. Falk's pretty open. See if we can get a juke here. All right. Oh, geez, that was a dirty juke. Well, that's going to be a touchdown. So that was pretty nice. Always running halfback toss to the left. I do have my only gold offensive lineman is Turner, but he's an 80 speed, so he's pretty good in the pull game. And the reason why I have Turner there instead of Long is because my favorite run play, weak guy double counter, and then also trips tight end halfback counter. I think that's what it's called. The off guard pulls. I like to run both of those plays flipped. So Long is going to be pulling on both of those plays, so that's why I have him at right guard instead of left. But Turner's an 80 speed, so he should be able to get out there. It looks like this is probably going to be countered. I should actually look up the counter formation for halfback toss. I honestly don't even know what the counter formation for halfback toss is. I should know that, so actually I'm going to look that up real quick. see. Halfback toss. Where is it? Halfback toss. Where are you? There it is. Yeah, so it's 3-4. You see here, cell G37. The counter formation for halfback toss is 3-4. So this is probably going to be counter because this is a 3-4. If it's counter, I'm probably best just trying to run to the pylon with Falk. So that's what I'm going to do here. Actually, it doesn't look like it was countered, so I should be able to get there, and I get there fine. So that worked out pretty nicely. Falk had a just nasty juke, and we brought it home for the TD. My screen's getting a little dirty. I'm gonna just wipe it off here. I know you guys can't see that, but if I hit any buttons by accident, that's why. All right, so I'm going to play this guy again. Where was he? He was the Chargers. He was, let's see. Yeah, it was this guy. All right, so going into this drive, I know that he has no good plays countered. He doesn't have spot countered. He doesn't have spread slot flags countered. And he doesn't have halfback option countered. So that's really good that I have those three knowing. Assuming he's not live countering, which I doubt that this league live counters. I know that those three plays aren't counted. So it looks like I'm going to be first down from the right hash. Okay, so first down from the right hash, I'm going to call smash. And I know this isn't countered because I'm pretty sure the counter formation for smash is nickel. I'm not actually even going to look, but I know that this isn't countered. So my read here is this linebacker is probably going to blitz. He looks like he's going to blitz. It doesn't look like he's trying to cover anybody. Moss is probably going to be open. So zone coverage here, I'm always throwing to Moss. Man coverage, I can usually hit Crabtree on that in route. And then if it's a deep zone, Hill is always going to be wide open. Wide receiver 2 is going to be wide open. So yeah, I mean, pre-snap, it looks like Golden's going to be blitzing. And potentially this guy's going to be blitzing Bradham as well. So I'm also going to manipulate the pass rush. I'm going to slide to my right as soon as I snap the ball, hoping that my left tackle picks up his block so I can have a little more time and I can hit Moss in the route. All right, so it's actually man coverage, and I'm just going to scramble because, man coverage is the best formation to scramble, and I didn't want Taylor to get blasted like that. I was hoping he would get hit out of bounds, but he didn't. But anyways, this is the advantage of having a fast quarterback, which I went 17 matches without, so... that's definitely, I should have noticed that sooner. But anyways, we know it now. We know smash isn't countered as well. So this guy pretty much has nothing countered. Let's see here. So, yeah, so my some of my more favorite plays are, okay, so this is weird. So for some reason, the Chargers are in a 4-3 here. And they usually run 3-4, so that's kind of weird. Let's see here. I'm almost 100% sure that this isn't going to be countered. That's not the counter formation for bunches he crossed in. But let's just double check. Yeah, so the counter formation for bunches he crossed in, you can see there is dime. So this isn't going to be countered, but this is weird that they're lining up in a 4-3 when it's a 3-4 defense. I don't know why that's happening. But, that's definitely something to be cognizant of. If you're running a 3-4. It's good to know that sometimes your defense is going to line up in a 4-3. Okay, so pre-snap, this looks like it's going to be zone. If it's zone, Moss, I'm going to be able to hit Moss pretty easy. I'm going to slide to my left as soon as I snap the ball to manipulate this defensive end's pass rush, trying to get him. Well, actually, it depends. If he crashes up, I'm going to have to step up. If he's crashing down, then I'm going to slide left and get my right tackle to engage. Yeah, so I'm planning on Moss being wide open in this play. Let's see. And he's not wide open because they're playing a deep zone. But Crabtree's open underneath. Let's see. Yeah, see, and that's a play right there that I would have been sacked if I had Brady. So that definitely makes a huge difference. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to play Madden again without a mobile quarterback. That was a sad experiment. But anyways, I didn't scramble there with him, so I can call it a play where I'm going to roll out. I'm actually going to call motion cross here. And actually, this might actually be countered. I think the counter formation motion cross is nickel, if I'm not mistaken. It's either nickel or dime. Yeah, it is nickel, so this play might actually be countered. If it's countered, I'm just going to scramble up the middle. Actually, I don't think I have a scramble left because I scrambled a couple drives ago. So if it's countered, actually, I'm just going to look to hit Falk. That's my safety valve there. But he's not running a route right away, so that's kind of a problem as well. So let's see here if this is countered. I'm probably just going to have to step up and eat the sack. So I'm not sure if that was countered or not, but Fox pretty open underneath and he drops it. It was countered. I probably should have just stepped up and threw the ball, but I mean, I probably should have just stepped up and tried to run for the first down, but it's all right. All right, so 3rd and inches. I'm actually going to call spread slot flags, and I'm going to flip the play just because I'm calling it from the left hash. So if it's man, I want to hit Crabtree, which is now wide receiver 1. So I want that side of the field to have more space, right? So that's why I'm flipping this. And spread slot flags is an awesome play. You can use it flipped. You can use it either way because you're getting pretty much the same. You know, my first look here is I want to hit Gronk. If it's zone coverage, I'll be able to hit Gronk. If it's man coverage, Crabtree is going to be open. And we know it's not countered. And it's man, so Crabtree's open, wide open. And we know it wasn't countered there because it was a 3-4. The counter formation, actually, we obviously knew anyways because we had already tested that last drive. So I'm actually going to call a play action play here. I learned this from actually the film room. I haven't been using play action at all this year, but one play action play that's actually really powerful is trips deep attack. Where is that thing? Yeah, no, that's not it. Where is it? That's not it. I guess it's in shotgun. I thought it was single back, but yeah, okay, so and I'm on the right hash here, so I'm going to flip this play, and I've used it flip too, and it's actually, this is probably the best, most unknown play action play in the game. I wasn't using play action at all this year, but this is going to be a play that I add to my repertoire. And this underneath route in the slot is pretty much always open, and that's Hill. And Hill's also a 99 speed, so maybe I can take this for a touchdown if I'm lucky. Now, I need to see if this, I want to make sure this isn't countered, which I have that down here. Okay, so the counter formation is a dime for this play. And I think this actually is a dime. So it's possible this play is countered. If it's countered, hopefully I can get it off. But I'm gonna be planning on hitting Hill. He's almost always wide open. And yeah, I mean, he's wide open there. So let's see how far we can take this. All right, so that worked out pretty well. I'm just going to call a run play here and hope that I can pound it in. This is my favorite run play in the game, weak guy double counter. Most people aren't countering this. The counter formation actually is a 3-4 for it, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it is a 3-4, so it's always possible this could be countered here. But I want to make sure that I can get behind Kyle Long. He's pulling. You want to try and use as many blocks as you can. This is a developing play, so you have to give it a little time to develop. And so basically I'm going to use Long like he's my fullback and hope that Elliott makes a good block out there as well. Let's see. Well, that play kind of got blown up, but he did counter it. Okay, so we are at the 11-yard line. This can sometimes be a tougher place to try and score from. But one thing we do know here is that halfback option isn't countered, and I should be able to. This is probably going to be man coverage, and I should be able to hit Falk as long as I get enough time. So let's see. Actually, it's countered. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, was that countered? Because I couldn't control my quarterback. Okay, that's weird. I guess I didn't control him right away, so he dropped back and I got sacked. That's a waste of a play. That's frustrating. That shouldn't have happened. I actually thought it was countered because my quarterback locked up, but I guess it's because I didn't hit the joystick right away. That's definitely not good. Okay, so the good thing we have here is that the AI is really messed up on 3rd and long. So I'm calling halfback blast, but actually it looks like he's in a 3-4, so hopefully this can work. Yeah, that didn't work very well, and he countered it. All right, so this is a problem. Yeah, this is a problem here. I guess, normally I should exit and ask for help. But I want to record my other drive too, and I also want to get this over with. This has been going on for a while. So I'm going to call halfback angle, and hopefully I can hit Fuck. And if Fuck's not open, maybe I can I'm going to try and probably scramble. But he's wide open, and he catches it for a touchdown. All right, so that's good. Normally I should definitely exit and ask for help. I'm not happy with the way that played out. I got countered twice on 2 runs on 2nd and 3rd. And the first down was... Oh, no, I got countered twice, and then halfback option. I don't know how the hell I got sacked there. Like, that was a wasted play. I don't get why that happened. I guess it was because I didn't control the quarterback right away, but I thought I did, so that's kind of weird. So I'm glad I was able to convert that 4th down. That was not ideal at all. But, going into this last drive, we know he pretty much has nothing countered besides like strong halfback blast, which is fine because I don't really run that much anyways. So, and if he didn't have that halfback blast countered, I probably could have taken that in for a touchdown because normally on 3rd and long, the AI is really jacked up on runs. This year, it's almost like, it seems like to me, and actually I only realized this recently, which is kind of sad because we're almost like 2 months into the season. But the AI this year actually seems like it's as messed up on 3rd and long runs as it was last year on play action tight end corner. To me, so all right, I'm struggling to find this guy here because I'm babbling. Let's see, where is this guy? Where are you? Okay, so let's play this last drive. Hopefully get a 24. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a 24. I don't know how dirt is occurring on my screen. Like, it's frustrating, but whatever. All right, so apparently this kicker likes to kick it to the right because I've been starting from the right hash every time. All right, so, I know he doesn't have my 2 favorite plays that I like to call from the right hash: countered, smash, and spreads left flags. I'm going to call smash. Okay, this is man coverage, and this is going to be a blitz. So, okay, so this is what's kind of annoying about 3-4s. They like to blitz a lot. There's a lot of man coverage. So actually, it's not ideal for... if you like to throw flag routes, it's definitely not ideal. I'm not really getting a lot of zone coverage here. I haven't been able to throw flag routes like at all. But it's good practice, and anytime it's man, it's a blitz like this. If I can get outside with Taylor, I can probably take it pretty far. And also, if I can get Falk out of the backfield, I'm not even going to try and get Falk out of the backfield. I'm literally just going to take the ball and try and get outside with Taylor and hope that my tackle can engage. You can tell they're blitzing here and they're pressing. So one of the reasons how I can tell that they're blitzing is their safety just came up to play man on Moss. That's an awful matchup. I would hope that Moss could burn him, but it's just so risky to throw it. Anytime the coverage is trailing, it's so risky to throw the ball because they can always pick it off so easy. So I actually don't like throwing the ball if the defensive back's trailing. I should actually give Moss a look here, though, because he might be wide open because this guy's pressing him and this guy's like slow, and Moss is a 99 speed. So I might be able to throw it up to him, but it's risky. The safe thing is just to, I'm gonna pause the game because I'm getting a phone call. So I'm actually gonna turn on game tools, clear this. I have no alerts on during the game, so okay. So yeah, I mean, you can tell this is man. There's no safety over the top. Moss ideally would be wide open, but it's just so, like I said, it's just so risky to throw the ball when you have the defensive back trailing, because they can pick it off so easy. But I am going to give him a look. So what I'm planning to do here is I want make sure my left tackle engages the defensive end. So I'm going to step to the right a little bit, then I'm just going to roll out to the left and see what I can make happen with Taylor. So Moss is freaking wide open. That should be, yeah, that's game. So we read the coverages. Our pre-snap reads were really good here. You see what, if I was just pressing on the screen there, I was wiping dirt off my screen. I have no idea how dirt's getting all over my screen while I'm recording this, but it's kind of weird. So, all right, should be able to get to 24. All right, so I'm going to end this video. It went pretty long, but I like to take my time and think through things. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any feedback, I would really appreciate feedback. Thank you.